Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly, episode 2nd July 2019. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Peddlers Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses go digital. I'm Sean.
And I'm JK.
This week, Trash is an app that edits your videos. Telegram adds a bunch of group chat capabilities. Facebook may let us turn off notification dots. Advertisements come to Instagram's Explore feature. There was a cool game on Twitter that Apple is trying out. YouTube gives recommendation power to the people. And Facebook will create a third-party board to oversee content decisions. There's quite a bit of content this week because last week we focused too much on the
Facebook itself.
Facebook Libra. So so we're just trying to cram everything in for the whole week. Now back to our stories. Trash is an app that edits your videos. Video editing is a daunting thing, mostly because most people think they are simply not good enough. It isn't surprising when we compare ourselves with some of the best ones on social.
Mm-hmm.
We always have that kind of thing, right? We want to create a video of our trip or something, but then you go watch some of the best influencers, the best travel influencers. You're like, I don't think I can pull that off. Yeah. So what Trash is doing is it's aiming to close this gap. There is an app. It's actually an app that takes all the videos shot on your phone. Let's say it can be categorized in your folders, right? And convert it into a video clip. They have an AI that can identify interesting scenes in a video and compile them into a clip worthy of social media.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some of the samples, which are quite nice. I don't know if it really is done by the
AI or human.
AI or actually humans just doing a PR thing. So Trash is actually in open beta now, and it's only available on iOS at the moment. They say that the AI is still in the learning stage. If it manages to grow into a proper video editing powerhouse, which how it does it is the more videos it edits, the better it becomes at editing videos. If it does happen, imagine how many people will start losing their jobs.
Okay. This is a very interesting thing, provided if the AI can identify interesting scenes.
Yeah, so
because this is very, very vague.
What Trash is saying is that they actually use movies, the cinematography, use movies as a benchmark for how the AI is learning right now. So they actually uploaded a bunch of motion pictures to use it as a benchmark for the AI to learn. But motion picture and social media is different.
Okay.
Right? And they say that the AI will first capture faces and also actions. So if the actions are quite there's a lot of erratic action, then it could be something that someone will want to put in. Yeah.
Okay. But it's quite hard to determine.
It is. It's hard to determine because I would imagine, like, for example, some of the best done videos, right? The scenes and cuts are a bit. It's based on a feeling.
Correct.
So some of the scenes may not be the most
appealing,
not the most active.
Yeah,
right?
Correct. Yeah,
but it is appealing.
It's still let's say Life of Pi. Yeah. There's nothing much action going on. It's just water and a boat and a tiger. Yeah. But how would the AI determine whether that is a nice scene? Yeah. Yet people think that is a nice scene.
Yeah. So I think this is the part where the AI needs to learn the element of art.
Yeah.
The rule of thirds, the whole person.
Composition. The
cinematography. When to take fast-moving action scenes and when to take slow-moving non-action scenes.
Wow. Okay, this will be quite interesting. But then the next question I'm going to ask, what if down the road, right, Trash learns what Trash is doing? Then the whole thing that's uploaded will be very plain boring. Nothing's going to be new anymore already.
Yeah.
So everything's going to be flat. Everything in Instagram will look the same.
Yes. I think that's a very good. Very good way of looking at it, because if everybody is using Trash to create videos, then everyone will have the same kind of video story.
Yeah. Then whatever that's interesting
will no longer be
yeah, because it's the same already. Everyone's doing it.
It's like a factory.
Yeah, factory production.
Yeah, it's like a factory production.
So yeah, you know.
I think that's a good point that you're bringing up. So I don't think that videographers and video editors will lose their jobs. I think this is just for the really, really super casual
Correct.
that apps are trying to fill. The non-skilled, like just app stuff.
Yeah.
Very
Maybe the
basic app stuff.
the AI will replace those that is like basic.
Very, very basic. It's like
the basic
it's like a
amateur
very
photographer.
Filmora, very GoPro quick kind of version.
Yeah, correct. Whereas
kind of
the really pro photographer and videographer, which not many, will survive.
Yeah.
May
That
the
is true.
fittest survive.
That is true.
Alright, next up. Telegram adds a bunch of group chat capabilities. Telegram has been taking a strong stance on turning chat into social media lately. They just announced a few group functions that will do just that. First is the introduction of location-based group that allows us to search based on location, public group chats. This is a cool feature that allows people to start and participate in seminar groups and cafe chat rooms. It also released a function to transfer ownership rights of group from one account to another. Although possibly created as a way for user to evade authorities from closing a chat room down, normal law-abiding citizens can also make use of this feature to transfer group ownership between employees. Yep.
I think this is very interesting.
Yeah, it's a new level of social media.
Yeah.
Socializing.
I don't think it's a new level of social media. From where I see it's they are bringing back the old style social media when it was a very chat room.
Chat room based on location.
Yeah, chat room. So what that like the only thing that this thing has that chat rooms don't used to have is the location.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
And you have public chat rooms, you have private chat rooms. So imagine if let's say if you run a cafe, right, and you open up a public chat room, which is location based, so anyone can go in there and just chat with anybody else.
Yeah, it's like, hey, who's that dude on the or the girl on the table 19?
Yeah, girl on table 19. What's her name? That kind of stuff. Or you can like have a chat room that will which is also based on a cafe where you can actually arrange for meetups with different people.
Cafe meetups, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cafe meetups, so it can actually become a physical social location because you have a chat room based on that location. So people can actually, they don't have to be in the location in order to chat with people who are also.
So it's like sort of like a Facebook group chat function.
In a way, yeah. It's kind of like a Facebook group chat thing. It will also work for, let's say, from a brand point of view, right? Let's say you have seminar groups. Let's say if you have a talk or a forum coming up in 2 weeks' time in that specific location, right? So you open up a public chat room where anybody who is who's interested or who is participating in the forum can actually go for the event, and then they can start talking and
ask details,
discussing stuff like right even before or maybe even after the forum is finished.
Okay, yeah, cool. So it's sort of like there will be two functions. Like one is location based, and one is what do you call it? Theme based, or what do you call it?
Location based, theme, category based.
Category based.
So the other thing I'm thinking about also is that how when you go for seminars and then you have a Q&A right after.
Yeah.
Right.
That one can be replaced immediately.
And now you have two formats. One is someone goes up to the mic and asks the question.
Yep.
Another one is they actually post a question onto like a little platform, a forum platform. Usually it's a paid thing. Then the invigilator, the person who is moderating the talk will actually ask the question on behalf of people. So people just text. But if you have a chat room, then that actually eliminates
it helps so
that side as well.
Yeah, correct. And also it's a live chat function as well. So to say lah.
Yeah, it can be a live chat function. So you can actually like, for example, if we are doing the podcast live, right, we can actually have a chat room out and people can actually chat, and at the same time we can see what are the questions that
they're popping up and stuff like that.
Popping up, and we can actually communicate with our audience as well.
Yeah. I've seen before one podcast, what they do is the moment they do podcast, it's live, then they will sort of like discussing, and then there will be that one group of admin that will help announce the live chat question, and then the podcaster will immediately answer on behalf. So I think that is the evolution of podcast in the future.
Yeah.
And even for future seminar groups, let's say you don't even have to be present at the seminar already
Mm.
to know about the seminar stuff. You can just online and chat.
Yeah.
For events. So quite
Yeah.
cool.
It works.
Mm.
So there is also a function, right, to transfer the ownership rights of
Mhm.
groups from one account to another. That one, I think it's already available on like chats like WhatsApp.
It's like passing the baton. Lah.
Yeah, passing the baton. So this works in a company where you have multiple employees that are, let's say, temporarily taking charge of a chat room.
Mm.
And then once the employee leaves, or if they're an intern, once they leave, they can actually
Make admin.
Yeah, they can actually make someone else admin, and then they can leave. So the chat room will not stop; it will continue going.
Correct. Yeah, it's the usual thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but it's nice to see what
Telegram.
Telegram is been doing lately. The kind of moves that they are.
Yeah, I think that the main focus is to explore more possibility for group chats.
Yeah.
The most important is the group chat.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Next up, Facebook may let us turn off notification dots. I'm in love with this. Facebook, like every other social media company, and even iOS, and actually even Android now, knows how annoying your OCD is when it comes to needing to check your mobile device, right? So they always put that little red dot with or without a number at the top right corner of the icon. Do you get it a lot?
Not for me because I off all sorts of
Right?
notifications.
Turn off all notifications. I turn off all my notifications
Yeah.
as well. Because Android O is the one, or P. That's the one that came out with notification thing at the corner, just like iOS, which I saw and I immediately turned it off because I don't like to be reminded of how many texts I have left.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
And so Facebook has this. When you go into Facebook, you get to see a little red dot when someone wants to add you as friend, a red dot when you have a notification, a red dot when all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And Facebook is considering letting us remove this. There will actually be a feature to remove this thing, and I think it's good
in the app itself.
in the app
So
itself.
it's not the Facebook like Facebook.
It'll probably
icon
be a
thing.
setting.
Setting.
You have to
okay.
go into a setting and you have to disable the notification dot. I don't know what
Okay.
it's gonna call it, and I don't think that they're gonna put it in a place where it's very easy to find.
Yeah, it's gonna be very
Facebook setting is the worst built ever. So,
complicated.
but I do think that it's a good control that they're giving users. I think ultimately what they're looking at is an opportunity. Like this is the beginning of the part where they let go of their idea of
Annoyance.
trying to get us so addicted, keep us in the platform, getting us addicted to it.
Mhm.
So I think it's a good move for them to start doing this. I hope that they do more stuff to reduce our addiction to social media.
Maybe they have a period where okay, let's make the whole world addicted to it. Like let's try 80%. So the moment when we release, at least 40% is like subconsciously
Still
addicted
addicted to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
yeah.
there has been a lot of talk, even among the social media and marketing realm, of trying to get everyone to reduce our addiction
Yeah.
to social media.
We're bored already.
Yeah, from the marketer's point of view, we are not supporting addiction, because the more time we spend on social media, the less actual attention we have on it. Which means that if we have no quality time on social media, right, we don't actually pay attention to it. We are like
Zombie
switching
scrolling.
we're zombie scrolling. We are switching between doing something else and also on social media.
Mhm.
So the attention we have is so little. It is very easy for our audience to lose focus or
Or the
did not-
purpose in life.
Yeah, not
the
the
purpose
purpose
in
in life,
social media.
they do not actually watch or see what is going on the post. So the post that we create, it becomes so subconscious
Yeah.
that we can spend so much time coming up with a very valuable video or something, and people just don't see it because their mind is elsewhere.
Yeah. You ain't want a subconscious traffic.
Yeah, so we would
Mindless.
we would prefer a more quality viewing experience rather than a quantity viewing experience.
Yes, correct.
So from that point, I think if and when the world's population gets to reduce our usage on social media, we will hope to be able to see a higher conversion rate and higher click-through rate.
Yes.
So now we're looking at like 1%. 1% is really damn good, 0.1% sometimes. So if people switch from quantity to quality, we probably might be hitting like somewhere between 20 to 30%.
Yeah, easily. And then this number is like, it's good for everyone.
Yeah. So it's actually a good thing for everyone.
Quantity game now they're playing.
Yeah.
But the moment the birth or the ideology of notifications comes up right from our smartphone at the end already.
Yeah.
So I don't know who created this notification thing.
It's a brilliant idea.
Alright, next up. Advertisement come to Instagram Explore feature. Coming from a Facebook-owned company, it isn't surprising. But this time their move is a little less in your face, which we appreciate. Previously, we could tap into a post from the Explore section, and none of the scrolled posts will contain ads. This will soon change for us all. When ad will appear once every 3 Explore posts we see. This doesn't mean the ad will directly appear on the Explore tab. We will have to select one of the Explore posts, then scroll down to see ads appearing. Good. Fairly good.
So you know how first you go into the Explore tab, right? Then you get like a 3 by infinity image and videos that get scrolled down. They say that the advertisement will not appear in that area. It will not appear in the scroll. But what happens is if you click one video or one post, and then from there you continue to scroll, then it goes into the post format, right? When you keep scrolling, the ads will appear there. So I'm expecting it to appear like one every 3 posts, kind of like our own feed.
Yep.
Which is also good because it allows us an additional place to place ads.
Correct.
And it's not very invasive because we are already used to having ads in our feed anyway, right? So
yeah,
I don't think it's much of an issue.
It's like them having their salesman in the store.
Yeah.
Like the moment you step into the store, then the salesman will start, hello you.
Yeah.
Like if you're at the concierge table or the concierge center, the salesman won't come and tell you.
Yeah, that's true. So you have to actually get past the concierge first, and then the salesman comes
to you. Yeah.
So let's say you look at 3 pairs of shoes and the 4th pair, the guy comes over and says,
hi,
would you like this pair of shoes instead?
Yeah, instead of at the concierge, then Nike salesman. Hi.
But I think this will work better than our own newsfeed because when we are exploring, right, we already are categorized based on our interests. So I think advertisements there have a higher conversion rate than if it's on your post or even on your stories. Because when it's on your post and your stories, right, there is a level of guessing, right? They guess that you might like this or that.
Yeah.
But if you're already exploring a certain category of interest, they know for sure because you're exploring that category.
Yeah. It's like you already walk in Nike, you somewhat
exactly,
have,
right?
We already know you want something.
Yeah, exactly. So if you walk in Nike, they already know that you probably want something from Nike.
So they got it?
Yeah, so they already got you.
Alright.
Next up, there was a cool game on Twitter that Apple is trying out. Early June, Twitter users started a cool game called Choose Your Own Adventure, where other users were given a set of tasks and asked to choose which to perform. This is very interesting. I was testing it out. I was playing this game and I fell in love with it. So one amazing game was called Being Beyonce's Assistant Today. Try not to get fired. So in the game, right, readers are given multiple tasks and asked to choose. After choosing, they would be given a reply, and if they are still not fired, be given another task. The goal here was to stay as an assistant for as long as they could.
Oh my god, why Beyonce?
It's really amazing. So, for example, you were asked to buy Beyonce's breakfast. So you have 3 choices. You have to choose one. If you choose the right one, you'll be asked to choose which. If you choose the right one, then you will get her positive response. If you choose the wrong one, then she will get angry, she will sack you, and then she will go find another assistant. So let's say if you choose the right one, she will give a response, maybe like, oh, she really likes it, it's really good for her tone and body and everything like that. And then you go to the next one, where they will ask her, she wants to FaceTime one of her daughters, which one should she choose? And if you choose the wrong one, she sacks you.
Which doctor is it? Which
the
doctor to
yeah,
choose?
Yeah, which doctor to choose.
Wow,
So
such a subjective.
That's it's
So
a bit of
personal.
a subjective thing, and sometimes things don't make sense. There is no right or wrong. It's just a matter of trying to survive
Yeah.
the longest.
And also how well you know your boss.
yeah, or how well you guess. You
Correct.
try to guess the best answer.
Mm.
And the thing is, these kind of games are created by users who may or may not even know much about Beyonce.
Yeah.
It's just a fun game. So the key point here is that Apple actually pulled the same stunt with a lot less public traction, regrettably, to promote their Apple TV Plus. So they recently released an Apple TV Plus, which is kind of like Netflix. So this game starts by choosing. So you're able to choose which kind of shows to watch tonight, whether you want to go drama or you want to go romantic, right? Then, as let's say, for example, you choose drama and then you go down the rabbit hole. What kind of drama do you want? What kind of storyline do you want? Do you want current or do you want old? These kind of things. So then you will end up with a movie that Apple recommends, which conveniently can be watched on TV Plus. It is safe to say that Twitter users didn't accept this spin very well. I read quite a lot of negative feedback because it was quite a blatant promotional piece from Apple.
Okay.
It was just an ad. It's like they take the idea from something in Twitter and then they just literally converted it into a sales piece. While from the surface it seems like it's a good idea to do that, but I think people were not happy because
it's Apple. They expected them to have originality kind of thing.
I don't think so. I think, well, first of all, Apple never had a very good history with social media because they have flopped in all content marketing and social media. So it's not because they don't want to do it, it's because they've never done it well. But I think the key here is that when people play these games, right, they don't expect a brand to come in here and try to sell something.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I just want to play it. Suddenly.
Yeah, right? At least if
Caught
they
me by
play
surprise.
it caught me by surprise. Oh, you're trying to sell me something. But if you just want to play the game for the sake of riding on the hype, and it's fine, right? Like awareness piece, like a fun thing. But if you want to end up selling something to someone, I think it's quite a dangerous path, even for Apple to go into.
It's a very subtle step. It's not obvious enough. Well, there's a fine line between what is obvious and what is not obvious for marketing. So, well, I think they're just having a very kesian negative punya commenter keyboard warriors.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's always keyboard warriors to do that anyway.
Yeah. Next up, YouTube. YouTube gives recommendation power to the people. YouTube has been under continual pressure for their problems with their recommendations. From kids watching weird and sick version of kiddie shows to adults getting fat conspiracy theories that are not fact-checked. Their recommendation bring people down places they are initially didn't intend to be. The company just said they will start giving us more power over what we see in the recommendations feed. This includes toggles that let us better filter content and also the ability to hide certain kind of content or channels from their feed. While it's difficult to predict how these controls will alter the content that gets recommended, at least we now have the power to stay on the right track. Kind of like the search engine of Facebook where it's negative keyword and positive keyword. Is it?
Yes and no. What happens is that
Google.
The recommendation will still work the same. The only difference is that users get to control. Let's say, for example, when you see a video from a category of your choice, let's say you've been watching something about
say plant.
About plant, right? And then you see videos from a channel that also does the same thing, which you don't agree with. So then you can actually hide their channel from your recommendation. Okay. So one thing is how people use YouTube is they just play one video and then they let recommendation do the work.
Automation.
And the next, and the next, and the next. So how it's been going on that created this scandals and problems was that the recommendations start to show things that are irrelevant. Like from plants to other people who are trying to game the SEO by saying that it's about plants, but actually it's about buildings or it's about flowers or it's about earth. And then from earth it becomes talking
plastic
about
waste.
plastic waste. From plastic waste it becomes talking about so it's it's like a rabbit hole that goes endless, and it becomes completely something different than what you initially wanted to see.
Yeah.
So this was actually a lot more dangerous with kids, because there was one point of time where there were people, I don't know why people do that, but kids like to watch cartoons, right? And there are these people who actually create these cartoons using similar form of animation, but it is actually quite sick cartoons. It's like one cartoon character killing another cartoon character.
What is it called? Is it Three Friends?
No, it's not Happy Tree Friends. It's not Happy Tree Friends. This is quite sick, because Happy Tree Friends, they
not sick,
they outright tell you that it's not for kids.
Okay.
Right? But this one is, they mask it as if it's a kid's cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And they have all these kind of things like the brother will have sex with the sister. These kind of weird sick stuff, and kids who are like 1-2 years old, even less than 1 year old, they're watching these things, and
they're learning about
it's a kind of subliminal messages that they are
getting.
So how this content managed to get by is because they are masked as the same kind of content as the ones before.
Okay.
And the one after gets a little bit distorted, and the one after gets a bit distorted and distorted and distorted. As they go by, it completely converts into something else.
Okay, got it. It's like wrapping a condom thing with a very cartoonish punya gift wrap.
Yeah.
Then you give to the kid. Oh, you thought it's a kid's toy. Then open up.
Yeah.
Thing.
So what this is doing is that I think this is YouTube saying there's nothing we can do with the recommendations, because we try our best to control the kind of content based on the category, based on the AI, and based on whatever that is in there. But some might get past. But what they are saying is, however, we are also giving you control of it, so you can actually block some of these channels.
It's like two helper lah. One
it's
is
a two-way
AI,
thing. Yeah, it's a two-way thing. So Google will do the best that they can do, but they also allow us some control so that we can actively control as well.
Yeah, I think this is a good step. So, because you can't learn finish what we want.
Yeah.
Even sometimes we don't know what we want.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Even sometimes we don't know what we want, and some are recommended to, hey, this is interesting, right? But we do know what we don't want when we see them. We're like, okay, I don't want this. Block this. I don't want that. Block that. Sometimes you get conspiracy theories. You just don't want to listen to them. You just don't want.
You just want to filter it off.
Yeah, you just want facts, from real people.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Facebook will create a third-party bot to oversee content decisions. The thing is, damn if they do, damn if they don't. Facebook has been blamed for either censoring or not censoring controversial accounts, right? They censor the far right in the US, and the conservatives complain and say that they are censoring them. They censor this and someone complains. They don't censor and someone complains. So this time, they decided to pass the power to an external body.
Scapegoat.
Yeah. Right? It sounds like really sounds like someone's like, hey, don't blame me. Those guys are the ones that
they are in charge of
it. So here's the outline which they came up with of what this body will operate under. Number one, independence. Facebook will have no influence over the decision this body makes, and that decision will need to be based on principles and human rights rather than profits. Number two, selection. This bot has the right to select cases which they want to work on, and they can bring in expertise in their own fields to consult. Number three, diversity. The body needs to consist of people from all backgrounds and differing interests, so the interests of everyone in the world can be looked after.
Okay.
So diversity will have to include, let's say, people from different races and religions, sexual preferences, different backgrounds, different parts of the world, men, women, all the kind of stuff. Yeah, and different religions, different party, leanings and everything. Facebook says that this bot will possibly have 40 representatives.
You mean 40 scapegoats?
40 scapegoats who will do this. If anything goes wrong with Facebook's content,
they'll point to their fault.
Yeah, really. I mean, if Facebook comes to you and say, I want to hire you for this job.
Get ready to be a scapegoat, man.
Yeah, and you possibly spend more time in the fighting some legal, lawsuits than actually doing your work. If you're up to it, Facebook will pay you.
Oh my god, poor souls.
Yeah, poor souls.
All right.
Right, that's all for Social Media Weekly. We move on to this week's Korra Query. SMW Korra Query is a section where we scour Korra for interesting social media or marketing topics, and we give our thoughts. This week's Query of the Week: how to grow my brand social media account without spending money. So before we begin, we just want to address the fact that everything in the world isn't free. Everything costs you something, right? This includes social media.
Yeah.
Although it appears as if one can simply just create content for free and post it out, the work that goes behind the scenes require expertise, equipment, and time, all of which can be translated to cost.
Yeah.
So there are essentially two ways to grow your social media brand account, like everything else, either with time or money. If you're insisting on trying out by yourself, here are some tips that we have for you to follow.
All right.
Go ahead with the first one.
Next up, knowing the right platform to use. Contrary to popular belief, every single digital marketing platform out there today has its own unique selling propositions. Starting by understanding what kind of brand you are and what kind of products or services you sell. Visual heavy products and services like F&B and fashion works better on Instagram, while more technical categories like specialized gear work better on Facebook. B2B, however, works better with LinkedIn and email marketing. And each of those platforms work very differently in terms of kind of content to create and how to communicate with them. Understanding that and being able to build a campaign around that understanding is the key to create good content. And good content is what your audience wants to see, not just sales. Yep.
So even before we begin with what kind of content you want to create or like how you want to position yourself, we first have to ask the question, what is the platform that is best suited for your social for your business, for your product or service?
Yeah. Platform itself, it's just take it as like it's a location where what kind of crowd will be there.
Yes.
Like you don't go and sell Toys R Us toy at
Zoom. Old folks home.
Old folks home.
Or Zoom. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna go there and buy.
And you don't go to kindergarten and sell alcohol. So there is a group of people, and sometimes, like for example, Instagram is a very short attention span kind of platform. So if you want to do a bit more of very high, like long article kind of format, a lot of description, everything, it doesn't work with Instagram. Instagram don't even have most of the links and the call to actions functions that Facebook has.
Yep.
But Facebook's crowd is a bit different. LinkedIn's crowd is also different. LinkedIn's crowd is very, very
professional.
They want value stuff, and then you throw some memes in there, and they be like, save this for Facebook. It's not professional enough for me.
Although they are on Facebook.
Although they are also on Facebook, they kind of switch to a different mode on different platforms.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's very important to know, first of all, what kind of product and service you sell, how technical it is, and how visual it is, and what kind of platform works. If you're also looking for multiple platforms, also remember that different platforms have content that works differently. You cannot create one video and post everything. It doesn't work like that as well, because people don't absorb things the same way.
Correct.
So the second thing is to have a strong social media presence. There's a classic saying that having a dead social media account is worse than not having one at all. Which means that if you want to start it, you better make sure that you have some content to put inside.
Yeah.
Because if someone goes in there and it's been like dead for months and years, that's just not good. A strong presence stems from the ability to create consistent content week in, week out. And these content need to connect your expertise and your audience value from it. This is very important because if you have expertise and your audience is not interested in it, then there is no connection. Nobody wants to watch your stuff. If you have expertise and your audience has value from your expertise, then you have a connection. Then your content makes sense. If it doesn't create value for your audience, they're near worthless. The next is animations and videos. We know that images don't work very well these days on social. So create more videos or animated images to capture attention. Then use strong storytelling skills to retain their attention throughout your content. and the next and the next. So when we talk about animations and videos here, we talk about it can be something as simple as an animated GIF to actually full on produce video using like Premiere Pro, Final Cut. That's because although images still work, the impact is a lot less.
Yeah, people are more
videos.
Moving stuff captures more.
Yeah, moving stuff catches more attention. We're like flies, you get to see the light, then we just like automatically get drawn to the light. For us, it's moving objects.
Yeah.
So creating videos and animated images take a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming. And there is also the question of you can't just put any kind of video and expect people to consume the video. It has to have a storytelling format, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, so that people can,
relate.
Yeah, you keep capturing their attention. You must have the hook, you must have the struggle, and you must have the resolution.
Yeah.
Then it's like how all stories, the introduction, right, of what to expect, and then something goes wrong, and how the protagonist fix the problem. So that makes it a bit more of a compelling thing, and it gets people to watch it all the way till the end.
Yeah, people don't like some unsequenced.
Yeah, like no sequence, no story. Nobody talks about it. Nobody shares it.
Imagine the thing just changed. Then you're like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Engage with your audience. To be social is to have two-way communication. Spend time every day going through your social media platforms and respond to your audience. Be as human as possible, and be ready to accept criticism constructively. Yeah. This is one thing business owners especially need to really focus on.
Yeah. So there is a time when they need to sit down and look at all their social media platforms and see all the comments that come in and then respond to the comments. Whether if it's like, oh, thank you very much for your feedback, we will look into it, or hey, that's a good idea, or just to have fun with it. And it's not once a day. It's like maybe once every hour.
Correct. Yeah, it's just like it's just like your customer rep lah.
Yeah.
You need to pick up the call.
You need to pick up the call. You need to do some customer service. You need to build a rapport and relationship. Like for example, this morning, I found out that Big Bang Theory, one of my favorite TV shows, was made available on Netflix, right? So I did a screenshot this morning, and then I posted it on my Insta story. And I tagged Netflix Malaysia, and I got a response. Okay. It was a very simple response, right? The guy behind was just like, no, we're just laughing, ha ha ha.
Okay.
But it was fun because
they're socializing. Yeah, you're socializing.
Who would have thought that a company as big as Netflix would respond to your Insta story? It's not even a proper post; it's just an Insta story. And because of that, I screenshot that thing and I posted on Insta story as well. So imagine if that were to happen to an influencer.
Yep.
And when I posted the thing about Big Bang Theory show, I can guarantee you, I think about 50 or 60 people in my following found out that Big Bang Theory is available on Netflix because of my post.
The spread of words.
Yeah. So, and then the fact that Netflix responded to my text also kind of, it's a kind of engagement.
Yeah, correct.
It may not be complete, right? But it's something.
Yeah, I mean, how hard could it be to just type ha ha ha? With this HA, you get to have 50 potential traffic.
I know, right? I mean, it's effortless.
Yes.
These are the things that don't cost anything, but someone has to be there to actually do that all the time.
So always remember, your brand needs to communicate, and communicating is all sorts of form. Imagine a human that doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
You know how it goes for that human. All right, next up.
Use your personal account in the beginning. If you're planning to grow your brand's Facebook page, you need to add this step. Very important. Since Facebook has dramatically reduced the visibility of pages on platform, your content will not be seen by anyone, no matter how awesome it is. You will need to use your personal account to share this content so they are seen by your friends and their friends. Then eventually, if they are interested, they will follow your page and you start snowballing organic followers eventually. So usually what we do now here is we actually boost our page content because Facebook has made it very clear. If you're a page and you are not like TechCrunch or Mashable or CNN or BBC, right? Chances are it's very difficult for new people to see your content. So the best way to do it is you put a few bucks in there, let it run for a few days, and so that at least every single time you boost it, someone new will see it. And chances are, if one of them follow you, then there's one additional follower per every time you boost. But if you don't want to pay money, the only way to do that is you have to share it with your personal account.
Correct.
That is
At the
also,
beginning,
at the beginning. That's also included, provided if your personal account has a lot of friends and they have a lot of friends. If not, then there's no point as well.
Yeah, correct.
So that'll just be like barking in the middle of the forest and no one is there to hear you. You can bark the most beautiful Beethoven sounds, but no one is hear you. If no one hears you, no one knows you exist.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite normal. I mean, it's not normal. I mean, it's quite generic, whereby how all business owners, they all started off with like introducing their business through their friend circle first.
Yes.
Then
eventually they start to grow some proper
it's the same concept. Some same.
Yep.
Yeah. Next up, very occasionally sell. All brand needs to sell, and your audience knows it. But do it in such a way that they want to buy from you. Build a social media presence for your brand without spending a dime is possible, but it requires a lot of tedious work, learning, and time, which you as a business owner will not have it.
Yes, that is a very, very important. That's actually a very, very important finishing point. Yeah, because as a business owner, if you want to do everything yourself, you can't get anything done. Yeah, to me, it's the balance between. It all comes down to measuring your self-worth, right? How much self-worth here means in monetary forms, right? How much is your hour worth?
Yeah.
And if your hour is worth more than having someone else to come and do that work for you, then pay someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't value yourself so much and that your hour is very cheap, then by all means, do your own social media.
Yeah. A good business owner knows how to leverage time.
Yeah. And use people.
Yeah.
Instead of having to control everybody, micromanage everybody, just,
set a goal.
Put a task there, set a goal, and close one eye and just let it happen.
Yeah. As long as the objective is met, that's all.
Yeah.
Because you have much bigger responsibilities.
Yes, you have much bigger responsibilities. And as a business owner, I believe that the best thing, no matter how expensive, sometimes when you calculate it right, it will still be cheaper than you spending your own time doing all that.
Exactly. Your time is more valuable.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's it for Social Media Weekly this week. Social Media Weekly podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Social Media Weekly episode 2nd July 2019. My name is Sean.
And I'm JK.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.